Hello, my name is Karthik Darisi. I am the founder of Dosth AI, and in today's video, I'll be going over how to create your very own social story using the brand new Dosth AI website. So, to jump right into it, upon logging into the Dosth AI website, your profile will be shown in the top right, and all the stories, activities, and card decks that you have available to you. I'm just going to quickly go a little bit over what the difference is between the three. So these purple ones are stories. These are like general social stories that we are familiar with. Um, Underneath it in the green is going to be our task visuals or activities. These are a little bit more. These are a little bit more rigid and are more like step by steps. And at the very bottom in the blue is our card decks, which are going to be like fundamental or schemas about a specific topic, like very, very basic creations that are meant to teach like the fundamentals of a certain topic. So today we're going to be focusing on stories. More specifically, I will be focusing on this story about visiting the zoo. I'm going to be creating a social story on visiting the zoo. And this is completely editable. I can put whatever I want here. But I'm not going to switch up from the template. I'm just going to create a story about going to the zoo. So click this purple button and we are prompted to this page. And on this page, we are given another opportunity to maybe change our preference or make other edits to our prompt. But now we are given the option to set our preference. So our preference is basically like the main character of our story. This can either be an actual human being, or it can also be like an animal. Obviously, it's dependent on what the individual wants, what's going to be more appealing, what's going to keep them more engaged, all those factors. I'll be going over in a separate video on how to create your own preference. But for now, I'm just going to use one of the presets that I have on my account. And whenever you create one, it will save over here, so you don't need to keep recreating them. It'll just come up over here, and you can just select it, just like I'm doing now, and it'll be available to you. I'm going to use Curious Cat, which is a white furry cat with a curious smile wearing a baseball cap. So today, Curious Cat will be going to zoo in our social story. So clicking this purple button, we will be taken to our edit page. So on our edit page, we'll be able to edit all our images and script that is now being made. All the script and image are autism and kid friendly. There's nothing inappropriate or distracting that's going to be shown that's going to be taking away from the social story. So here we have our script, and you can already see the amount of time that has been cut down from just from manually doing all this. So here we have Curious Cat waking up and is excited to go to the zoo. So here we have our social story, and it's all in chronological order. It's going to be all very like it's going to be all very relevant to the zoo going experience. So when the individual is actually at the zoo or at whatever scenario they are, it will be apt, and they'll have more success in it. So let's say that I want to edit one of these things. There are two things that we can edit. One is the image itself, and two is the script. So starting with the script, in edit storyline, you have to first click edit storyline, and then in edit title, we have our script. And any changes you make to the edit title thing is going to be one-to-one with what we're going to be seeing in the script. So let's say instead of a lion, I want to see a tiger. So suddenly a tiger lets out a very loud roar. And I'm going to save changes. And here we go. Tiger is now replaced. Lion is now replaced by tiger, but it's not reflective in our image. So to change that, we are going to go to the prompt. You can drag this down to see the full thing, and we look for where it says lion, and I'm going to see. So let's say a tiger, oops, a tiger's enclosure zoo with a hint of a majestic tiger. And also you can also switch up a little bit of the style that's going on. But for the sake of consistency with the rest of the story, I'm going to keep it the same style that the AI has generated in. And wait for a quick second. And now instead of a tiger, we see instead of a lion, we now see a tiger. So that is just an example of one of the changes you can make. But say you want to create another part of Curious Cat's Zoo Adventure. So to add a new storyline, click the plus button, and you will be given a blank box. So in here, if you go into our edit storyline, our image prompt will be completely blank, and our edit title will be essentially blank as well. And I'm going to create a new part completely from scratch. I can just say, okay, Curious Cat goes home and reads a book about tigers because they found it interesting, something like that. Save changes, or okay, cut this part out. Cut out the part where it says save changes. And then I have to enter an image prompt. And the main thing that you need for the image prompt is going to be what description of Curious Cat did the AI actually come up with. So for now, as a placeholder, I'm just going to say Curious Cat goes home and reads a book about tigers on his bed. I'm going to save changes. This is all going to be generated, but there's going to be one small issue. This doesn't really look like Curious Cat anymore. So how we fix this is we go to edit storyline, and we're going to copy and paste the description that the AI gave for Curious Cat. So a charming cartoon style illustration of Curious Cat with a wistful, he's wearing his, there we go. So we're going to copy all of this. We're going to exit this storyline. We're going to edit this one. We're going to go back, and we're going to just copy and paste. And we're going to save changes. And here we go. We have the Curious Cat, which is consistent with our story, now reading a book about tigers. So now I'm going to save this draft. I'm going to select an age range. I'm just going to say 6 to 12. This is all up to what you think is best. And select a genre. I'm just going to say school and learning environments. Also, this is all very preference-based. Whatever you think best fits your story, you can put that into that category. I'll say a zoo is a learning environment. So I would then save draft. And now it's going to be putting what we created into our social story, like into the final created final draft and our finalized story, as well as generating the audio as shown. So here we are. This is Curious Cat's Zoo Adventure. I can click on it now, and it will load.
Today is the day we visit the zoo. I wake up feeling so excited. My tail is twitching.
There we go. And we can even go over.
Suddenly, a tiger lets.
Yep. And here we have our edited storyline with our tiger instead of a lion. And If you go to the end,
Curious cat goes home and reads a book about tigers because they found it interesting.
there we go. So that is how you create your social story. One more thing that you can do is if you go back to edit and if you click done after you think, okay, everything's all good, I like the way everything looked, and I want to make this story public. I feel like other people will also benefit from this story. I can click this button to make my story public. And what this will do is this will be sent over to the Dosth AI team, which will then review it and see, okay, is this really going to be, is this appropriate to put out to the public and put out onto the platform? For now, I'm just going to keep it private, and to keep it private, just don't click that box and click Publish Story. And it's going to be saving. And here we are. Our story is now in our collection. It's all done, and we've decided to make it private. So clicking back on it, you can,
Today is the day we visit the zoo.
it's going to be all behaving very much the same as our final draft. And
Curious cat goes home.
you have officially created your very own social story. Congratulations. More videos will be coming out on how to use the different features of the Dosth AI website. So stay tuned for that. If you have any feedback on Dosth AI, please email, reach out. We are glad to be able to add any features. And yeah, thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for more videos.